Hello everyone, happy new month to you and welcome to another video tutorial. In this video we shall be dissecting the USDJPY from a technical standpoint in order to identify a potential trading opportunity for the week. But before we go into the detail, since this is a follow-up detail to my previous analysis, I would like us to have a quick review of the key moments that we had during the course of last week's trading session, as the USDJPY happens to be one of the most profitable trade for us last week. And talking about last week's trading session, we saw here how price action started the week. In fact, it started strongly on a bullish note. So we saw here at the beginning of the week where price action was initially consolidating between the 131.00 level and the 130.500 area. And if you recall, during my last video on this pair, I laid emphasis on the importance of the 131.00 level, which happened to be a structure that has a strong memory for buying power, which has lasted over 10 to 11 months. And we shall be talking about that in details when we go into the daily time frame. So at this point in time, we saw that beautiful signal there where price action broke out of that resistant line at the 131.00 area, and we continue to rather move all the way up. We saw the retester structure confirming the strength of the buyers at this point, and then we joined at that area, hoping that price action will break out of the 131.500 level to add more position to our existing trade. And we continue to look forward to that, and we saw the breakout of that structure later on during the New York session on that day. We secured our position. We begin to see some selling pressure resume at that point, and we saw how price action dropped significantly back around that area between the 131 and the 130.50 area where price action actually started the week. So at this point in time during my morning live studio session on YouTube, I told us all here that as long as price remain above the 131.00 level, which happened to be a level that has a strong memory for buying power, we will get ready for a buy opportunity. And I immediately shared an update afterwards on our 30 minutes time frame, looking out for buying opportunity above the 131. And as you can see here, we saw some selling pressure around that area to shake out a lot of people. We still held on to our buyers that a breakout of the 131.00 level will be welcoming our buy position. And look at what we have here. We had price action continue to the upside, breaking out the 131.700 level to welcome additional position in that regard. And at this point also, we anticipated the breakout of the 132.100 level, which welcomed the third position on the USDJPY for last week. And we were hoping that another breakout of the 132.750 will welcome additional position, but it was at this point sell pressure resumed, taking us out of all the buy position with over 300 pips in profit at that point, and we look forward to more opportunities here. And then during our live session on Monday, during my morning live session on YouTube, we had this structure figured out where we had this bearish trend line and the channel between the 132.750 and the 132.320 as a structure to look out for more opportunities. And what we saw here was quite interesting, a little consolidation phase around that area before the final breakout of the 132.750 triggered the buy stop order. And at this point, I think that move did not last too long as we saw sell pressure resume, bringing price back to the downside. And during the end of last week trading session, it was more of a bearish tone before the week ended. If you do want to have a look into this personally, you might check the link in the description box of this current video. And if you are watching this on my YouTube channel, you will be seeing it at the top right hand side of your screen. So with that being said, here I will be diving right back into the daily time frame on the USDJPY, and in fact the structure I shared with you last week hasn't changed at all, as we will continue to use the structure to guide our trading activity for this week. And if you look at what is happening here, I told you how important the 131.000 level is. And if you look at what has been happening in this market since the month of May of last year, you will see how this area has been a strong buying niche in this market. So every attempt by sellers to break down the structure at every point in time has been resisted by the buyers to negate all the sell attempt at this area. But one thing about this structure that makes it looks a little interesting is the fact that we have a structure here that looks more like a reversal pattern in the form of a head and shoulder pattern, which for me, though it's not really an head and shoulder, but it looks more like an head and shoulder pattern here. And for me at this particular point in time, obviously if we want to see the validity of this reversal pattern, definitely we will be waiting for a breakdown of this accumulation zone here between the 131.00 level and the 127.00 area, which could serve as a potential neckline for that reversal pattern. But since the last couple of months now, price action has been trading above the structure, for me, I will continue to hold on to a bullish bias as long as price action remains above the 131.00 area. Now, if I zoom into what has been happening here since the month of October last year, remember we identified this bearish trend line. As you can see, sorry for my wobbled lights here. And you can see how price action broke out of the structure during the mid-month of February. We saw the breakout of structure. Price action came back to retest of structure, which further supports the theoretical expectation that after a breakout of a structure, price action is likely going to be coming back to retest structure in anticipation of another wave of bullish momentum. And if you look at what has been happening here in the last couple of weeks, we have been witnessing buy pressure right around that area, which also shares a beautiful confluence with that 131.00 level. So you would agree with me that we are at a critical point in the market right now where buying pressure is looking more visible from this area. And not only if price action drops below the 131.00 level can I be thinking of selling the USDJPY, but if price action remains above that structure, we continue to expect trade buying opportunities in this market. So now with the information we have gathered here on the daily time frame, it is very, very important that we take a closer dissection of what happened during the later part of last week's trading session to decipher if we are going to be seeing a sell momentum to the downside, or we could see price retrace back into structure, or a trend continuation pattern that will incite a trend continuation to the upside. So these are the things we shall be looking at, so stay tuned in. But before we go into that detail, I want us to run through the economic calendar to keep tabs with the fundamental events that we shall be looking forward to this week. And one thing about the fundamental is the fact that it serves as a catalyst which brings liquidity into the market to drive price movement. So whatever technical positions we are making, we still need this catalyst to help us move price action in that direction so that we can make some profit off this chart. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to go into the economic calendar. And on the economic calendar, we have going to be focusing on events that will be affecting both the US dollar and the Japanese yen. So on Sunday today, that is going to be happening in probably 12 hours from now, we are going to be looking forward to the Tankan Large Manufacturing Index. And this event is a high impact event which presents our overall business condition of the large manufacturing companies in Japan. It is an indicator of the Japanese economy, as Japan heavily relies on the manufacturing industry that leads growth for the expat-oriented economy. So we are going to be looking forward to this one. And then on Monday, tomorrow, we are going to be looking forward to the ISM manufacturing PMI, which shows the business condition in the US manufacturing sector. Then on Wednesday, we are going to be looking at the ADP employment change, which is a measure of the change in the number of employed personnel in the US economy. Then on that same day, we have the ISM PM services PMI, which shows the business condition in the US manufacturing sector. And on Friday, we have the almighty non-farm payroll, which presents the number of new jobs created during the previous month in all non-agricultural business. So these are very high impact events that everyone in the market will be looking forward to, and obviously we shall be seeing the reflection of this anticipation on the chart as price action. So let's dive back into the lower time frame, where we want to be taking a technical dissection of what is really going on the 4 hours time frame. And here we shall be seeing that simple setup I was able to identify, and I think we are going to be using this to decipher a potential trading opportunity for this week. So right here on the 4 hours time frame, I have a simple setup here, and this went to as far as the beginning of the month of March. And obviously, if you look at this chart from an holistic point of view, you will see that it's quite bearish at this particular point in time. Sorry about that. So if we connect a series of lower highs in this market, you can see we have a bearish trend line, which further emphasizes the strength of the sellers at this particular market. However, something interesting happened during the course of last week's trading session. We saw the situation here where price action appeared to be transitioning into a reversal pattern, which led to the breakout of that bearish trend line for the first time in 3 weeks. And for me, at this particular point in time, this is a signal that we might be in for a bullish momentum. And if we do connect the series of higher lows throughout the course of Friday's trading session, you can see we have a bullish trend line, which I think we will be using to guide our trading activity for this week. And in addition to that bullish trend line is this significant structure here around the 132.500 area, which happens to be a level that has been a major determinant of price action throughout in the last couple of weeks in this market. So one thing I'm going to be looking forward to here, so I will just zoom it in so that we can see what I'm talking about here. So following the impulsive move here on Tuesday last week, which led to the breakout of the 132.500 area, I'm of the opinion that price action is likely going to be going bullish this week. And to guide this bullish momentum, we have two structures to use. We have the 132.500, where price action could retrace into before another wave of bullish momentum will happen, or price action could drop below the 132.500, come back into this bullish trend line here, where the appearance of buy pressure on our lower time frame will be inciting the second wave of this bullish momentum. So these are the things I will be looking forward to buy the USDJPY this week. However, if price action continues in such a way that it breaks down the bullish trend line here, well, we might be getting ready to join a bearish move, but we'll still need some confirmation to happen, which is going to be reflecting on the chart in the form of a retest of structure. We are selling pressure resuming right below on our lower time frame, where buyers finds it difficult to break back above that bullish trend line will send a signal of a possible sell-off in this market. So this is the simple setup I will be using to guide trading activity this week. But be rest assured that I will be jumping in the comment section of this video to give you an update on what my expectations are after monitoring how participants in this market will be reacting to this current market structure. So I will be pausing the video at this particular point, and I hope that this video has been of immense help in making your personal decision on the USDJPY. And if it did, please support this project by clicking this like button. This helps the algorithm to project this video to a wider audience, so I really appreciate if you do so. And don't forget to follow me on my TradingView platform at Darkcherry. It is spelled DARCSHERRY, so that you can be part of the daily commentaries I normally share in the comment section of all of my videos. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section on Monday morning while we get prepared for the new week. I also normally do a morning live studio session on my YouTube channel, so you might want to be part of the session too as well, so that you can be part of our ideas and plans ahead of the UK and the New York session. Do have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye-bye.